Hi Taurus, this is Kay. You're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I can hardly wait to get started and do this. So I hope you're doing well, and I'm doing well myself. Really looking forward to this. I want to find out what we're talking about, okay guys, for you. Archangel Michael, what is it that Taurus most needs to know today? And thank you for being here. And thank you for being here and watching the video. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, especially if this reading resonates for you. Let's go forward. We have the calling of the soul, number 33, which is a master number. It works to 6, though. You can break it down to 6, which is about family and love. The calling of the soul. Very interesting card. The calling of the soul. The soul is calling out to you. It's like your inner small voice, you know, that small voice within us. It's the inner child that needs to be healed. It's the one that needs to remember who it really is and how powerful it really is. And it takes you, the ego side of you, to help the inner child, the soul, to grow up, to heal and grow up. It is like you're not going to do that though if we're too high in ego. In other words, we're too damaged, or not too damaged, but damaged enough, and that we have a lot of fears. We have a lot of fears that keep us from finding happiness, true happiness that's lasting. Our fears hold us back. We actually limit ourselves through our fears, which are beliefs. Right? Whatever beliefs we've got, what going on that we might have learned from, for most part, learned from childhood, could be later too, but those kind of beliefs are like, they're a restriction. They're just like living inside the box. So when you start healing, when we start healing our restrictions, our limitations, our fears, our ego, taming it, when we're healing it, taming it, we actually start thinking a little bit more outside the box, or at least we are sitting on the fringes of the box now, right? And then as we continue to do the healing, to looking at beliefs that are causing us a lot of limitations and feeling restricted and therefore not happy, maybe angry a lot, feeling cheated somehow, victimized somehow, less than somehow, lacking somehow. When we start healing that more, we're starting to put the other foot over on the other side of the box, on the instead of just sitting completely on the fringe. We're now starting to venture to the other side of the box, to be outside the box thinker. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah. So the calling of the soul. So your little self, your soul self, your little child within you that's been Taurus has been hurting, in pain. The tower is not the same kind of tower as in the tarot. The tower is about actually seeking support, seeking safety. You know, you can be at the top of the tower where you can oversee the whole land, any enemies or threats coming your way. And feeling you're holed up, you're holed up in the tower, so that people have got to, if anyone's trying to get at you, they have to go all the way through everybody and up all this to get to you. And chances are no one's going to take that route to go that far. So yeah, your inner being needs to be heard. It's calling out. It's like that little kid. Here's these two kids here. It's like that little kid, when you see a little kid and their parent, they're yanking on the parent's pant leg, saying, "Mommy, Mommy," or "Daddy, Daddy. Look at this. Mommy, 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 Mommy." You know what I'm saying. Yeah. So that's what the inner being is. It's constantly trying to get your attention. Constantly. Because it wants you to hear it. Because when you hear it, you acknowledge it. And when you acknowledge it, healing takes place, because you start discovering things about yourself, because you started to have a relationship with your inner self. All right, we got the Sun and we got the 8 of Cups. Yay! Walking away from an emotional investment of some kind. An emotional investment would be to of course, people, places, and things, but also to the beliefs, an emotional investment in a belief. I thoroughly believe in that the government's out to kill us. Let's just say, I thoroughly believe, and I say it like, I totally believe this, with vim and vigor and emphasis, that government's out to get us. No one's safe. That kind of thing, right? And it's an emotional investment in a belief. Let's find out more, okay, Taurus? Yeah. Okay. Now, he said one more time. Why? Okay. What we got? The Six of Swords, too? Yeah, the Six of Swords. I'm looking at this, guys. It's the Six of Swords here, which is Six of Spades. And that is, and of course, 19 is 20. But, no, 19 is not 20. What am I talking about? 1 and 9 is 10. And 10 is a brand new beginning. 10 is the end, so there's a brand new beginning happening simultaneously. But the Six of Swords is a solution. That you're going from rough waters to calmer waters because you found a solution to be able to get you out of the rough, emotionally invested waters that you were finding yourself floating around in, kind of lost at sea, kind of thing. Okay, he said that was enough, so we're going. All right, let's see. We got Knight of Swords. Ooh, that's fast action. Knight of Swords, the fastest card in the whole entire deck. Yay. That's truth coming in. Somebody's coming in with some high-flying truth, but it's their truth, or it's you are moving forward in some kind of truth after having left. Something that really, if you believed was a truth, you've decided to let it go, to give up on it. And it's bringing you, it's enlightening you, knowing how much it kept you inside your confines, your box, right, of third dimensional, like physical, like planetary pain, within your skin, within your body, within your home, within your community, whatever policies and practices, or just neighbors, place within the place you work, within the place that you got friends who you're on the outs with right now for some reason, arguing. It could be your neighborhood, it could be your state. I'm talking, of course, merely from being in the United States. Your state, it could be your country, as it maybe is opposed to, or in comparison to another country. How the head of the country is running the country. In our case, it's Trump. Yahoo! I say that sarcastically, but I do apologize if I am offending anyone who is, pro-Trump. But anyways, don't talk politics or religion, okay? So here we go. You being enlightened, and whatever it was you're seeing, how it was keeping you in that kind of, in your own confines, like the Eight of Swords kind of thing, experiencing, could be just physical pain, it could be emotional pain and mental pain. Well, of course, it's going to be mental. If it's mental pain, you're going to have emotional pain, which then causes pain in your body, okay? Ultimately, it will. Sometimes it does right away, like a headache or something, or it comes on a little bit later. But in any case, something is keeping you restricted. You may be keeping yourself restricted. Something is imposing on you your freedom of having your own thoughts about something, your own opinions and attitudes about something, your freedom of just being able to do and go anywhere you want to go. Maybe your kids are under threat, and of course, right away, you could say it's an indirect thing, but it's like when it's your kids, it's directly. Whatever problems your kids go through, you feel it too right away. But yeah, I mean, it's just something, maybe you're feeling like you're under threat of court action, and then maybe some imprisonment, who knows, or losing your house for some reason, or being kicked out of your rental place. It could be just something really, really not major worldly, but it is to you. It is to you. It's your own world, and it's being put on your head at this time. You're being put on your head, especially if you're being threatened to be evicted from the place you rent, and you never expected that in a million years, and it's not anything that you've done that's causing you to have to go somewhere else. It's that the building's going to be sold and it's going to be a new owner, and they're going to use the building for something else, or they're demolishing it or something. And now you've got to find a new place to rent. Not only the deposit, the first month and possibly the second month's rent's got to go down. Even though you're going to get your deposit back from this one, it's not going to be what you need for the next one, and then you got to pay for a mover. On top of that, if if you're not paying for a mover, you're using friends and family or renting a van or U-Haul or something, you've got to put money out in order to get your stuff moved. You might have to hire some people to help you carry things out of your building to the other building, stuff like that. So yeah, there's this confining, I'm being restricted pain, that with the belief that I've been taking to the mill, I've been run over, I've been just feeling like justice has not been served on your behalf, kind of thing, that you're losing out, or at least feeling threatened that you could lose. It's a belief that's got you there in the first place, and now it's time to listen to that inner child that has, because they're not being listened to, not being acknowledged, not being made friends of by ourselves, our ego selves, it is acting out. It is actually attracting scenarios and situations that are unpleasant, that are going to make you feel like you're stuck in a bubble of like just enduring bad situation after bad situation after bad. It's just like you just feel like when you just like, if there is luck, you get a small glimpse of luck for about a half a minute, and then next thing you know, you got 3 days of 24 hours a day, bad luck after that. I'm just exaggerating, but trying to get the point across. So we got temperance. There's healing, peace, and balance. After some kind of truth being discerned or received. Yeah. King of Wands, taking action, taking control, being a leader of your life. Five of Pentacles, no longer allowing yourself to be looking on the outside in. You're going to actually be on the outside. You're going to start looking. You're going to start sitting on the fringe and seeing how being inside ain't so great. It ain't so great. It's better to be on the outside. Archangel Michael would say that. Just because that's the way you think, Kay, that's how you're going to interpret that card. You're going to interpret it, because I can interpret these cards any way I want, but I'm generally going to go with the this consensus, right? What the tarot guidebook tells you. But I can, with the story, I can see this as being something as saying, no, you're not going to be on the outside looking in. In fact, you're going to be on the fringe, looking at the inside, happy to be on the fringe, or looking at the inside from the outside of the box. I hope that makes sense. No longer an inside of the bubble box thinker. You're thinking outside of the box now. Four of Swords, and that's, you have to put your weary thoughts down for a while. You had to put your weary thoughts down, and you had to heal, because you got temperance here. And it's like, these are fast, incoming, flying truths, right? And suddenly it's like, holy cow, I'm overwhelmed. Holy cow, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know if I can make sense of all this information. You might be having insight after insight with enlightenment, right? Insight after insight, and hearing that inner child of yours getting louder and louder and saying, I'm going to hurt you. No. That's what it boils down to, though. If we don't listen to our inner child and start talking to it and healing those wounds from the childhood, it always results in pain. It does. It always results in pain. So it's not like your inner child's trying to cause you pain. It's in pain. It's in pain. And so, you want to be finding some kind of protection. The best protection is to actually go at it, directly. Go at it. Discover what it is what your beliefs are. What is it that's causing you pain, Taurus? What's causing you pain? And at this moment in time, you opened up like a book to incoming information, fast incoming information, even, from the divine, but also through other sources. And you're going, holy cow, because you might start thinking, I've heard about inner child, and I know there's a lot of people who've never even heard of the term inner child. Maybe you are too, Taurus. But I've heard of let's say you did. I heard about inner child, that each one of us has one of them. But I don't know much more of that. So you get on the computer, Google, and you start Googling inner child. What's that all about? You start doing some research. Next thing you know, you go from one link and read all the information on it. That then tells you about, check this link out. You'll get more, if you want to learn more about blah, 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 blah. Click this link. So you click this, next thing you know, and you're all this information. Holy cow. And I've been there, guys. I've been there. Okay. So, you may be feeling overwhelmed, needing some respite time to put your worries and concerns down and all that information that's kind of been thrown at you, and just rest and heal yourself to the point where you can get up and take one of the swords. Say, okay, I'm going to deal with this one today. I got 3 others, but, one at a time. Come on, right? 10 of Swords, because otherwise it's just going to be where I'm going to be flat out on the ground, left for dead, because it's kind of like mind-boggling, right? Mind-boggling, where we start having circuit overloads. And some people, it can actually, with too much information, too much overwhelm mentally, people do have mental breakdowns, and some people actually go insane. And you probably know that. But people do go insane when there's too much on their plate. And suddenly they're not seeing reality the way they used to. And so they start reacting to things that other people don't acknowledge, don't see. They go insane. They start hearing things, start seeing things, so forth and so on. And they just can't cope anymore. But I'm not saying you are, but look at this. 8 of Swords. We just talked about this. You're inside the box, all tied up, and this is your own doing. You got yourself all wound up in this. No one has come along and put these like if you could see this card, you'd see how her hands or her wrists are tied together very, very loosely. All she has to do is pull one out, and the other one's just going to drop on the rope's just going to drop on the floor. And then she can remove her blindfold. And then she can see that, hey, all these thoughts I have going around me like this, there's actually an opening where I can slip through. And I can escape my weary thoughts. I can escape being down and out, left for dead, with all the swords of all that knowledge that's just kind of overwhelmed you. Really did, quite literally, threw you on the ground, left you for dead. This lady's in a beautiful dress, but that's not generally how it works. So, okay, let's see. Queen of Cups. Ha! This is you saying, you know what? I'm getting myself out of this energy. I'm releasing myself through being able to take one truth at a time, one baby step at a time. Always making sure I am protecting myself. That even if it has to do with some kind of law that you need, or some kind of written legal documents, whatever, maybe it's knowledge from a library, whatever it is, you're going to educate yourself. You're going to become an informed person, Taurus. You're going to inform yourself in whatever way you need to inform yourself, and that's protecting you. You're being protected. You'll be guided to whatever it is. You're being enlightened by the divine. So then you are receiving protection from the divine. Because the divine's not going to throw out all these truths at you at, warp 9 speed, and not expect you to do this, to, be on the ground and feel like you've been overwhelmed, left for dead, and needing to have some rest, to just say, I got to get away from this. I can't do this right now. I just got to go and lay down. I gotta get away from this, right? So they don't expect that when they give you all this kind of enlightenment, that they're just going to leave you kind of like waving out there for all the wolves to come and attack you and eat you. They're not going to do that. The divine's not going to do that. They got angels all over you, everywhere. You can expect, especially with the Temperance card right here, you can expect the angels, they have their hands, if they had hands, they have their hands in it. They are all over you. They are enveloping you. They are moving with you wherever you go. They are going before you, beside you, above you, below you, and behind you. You're fully surrounded by angelic protection because the Sun card is here. And Temperance, of course. Oh, well, I might as well say, the Sun card, Temperance, and the Tower, that tells me that I know that, okay? So you're feeling like, oh, wow, I can start feeling different emotionally. I can start feeling different emotionally, because before, you had an emotional attachment, investment to something, a belief or someone, or something, You could have been emotionally attached to your car, but your car was a wreck, and it's just a wreck, okay? But you didn't want to believe that. It's just an example. Your car is a wreck, and but you don't want to believe it's a wreck, because you just think it's a Datsun 270, and it's like it's an antique by now, and I don't even know why I said Datsun 270, but that's what I'm saying, is that your car is a wreck, but you don't want to believe it, and everybody else says, when are you gonna put this one down? When are you gonna retire this car? You're like, no, I'm never gonna retire it. But it's going bang, bang, and then next thing you go, because something's ground to a halt, or your, what do you call it? The muffler. The muffler gets a hole in it. And then the police get you because they're making too much noise. And they impound your car, they give you a fine, and you never get to have your car again, unless you can afford to bring it out of the impoundment, and you can afford to have these things fixed, but you can't, because there's too many things wrong with your antique. But that's just my way of saying how you're going to be feeling a whole lot better without that burden. You can think outside the box now and say, you know what, I can model up. I can buy a newer Datsun if I need to. I can buy a newer Datsun. Hey, I can buy even a Nissan if I want to. So you're going to be feeling better about having made a decision to let something go, and to listen to your inner voice screaming at you, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed driving around in this heap of metal of yours with you. That's your inner child. Just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm just having too much fun with this, and I shouldn't be. But yeah, you're just feeling more emotionally at peace with how things are having to go, with the changes that are being made for you, with you, in you. Okay. That's you being balanced and moving forward, possibly. Maybe it was the Chariot that made me think of a car, but it is like the Chariot's like the thing that you're going to travel in over land. The Chariot doesn't fly, okay? It's not like an airplane. So you are going to be moving you're going to be progressing quite well. Not super 500 mile an hour, but you're going to, like a jet airplane, but you're going to be progressing along quite nicely because you found the balance. Look at, she has got 2 different lengths of stockings on her, but they're both in the chevron design, and they're both black and white. So she's not fully balanced, but she's balanced enough, just like your tires, right? When you get those metal weights put on your tire rims, that helps balance what's left of the remaining tread on your vehicle, on your tire. Then your car's riding better when you get your tires rebalanced, is what I'm saying. So it's balanced enough. The person who does that at the car shop might be saying, you know what, it'd be time very near, like tomorrow maybe, that you should think about buying new tires because you got like this much tread left. And that's why you're so wobbly. Okay? That doesn't feel like a nice ride when your tires are not in balance. But you've got enough balance for now, for at least the next day or 2, or a week, month, or whatever. Depends on how much you drive your car, that you can get away with things not being perfectly in balance. You see what I'm saying? But you're progressing forward. And then you have the Empress. Holy moly, talk about somebody who is actually living the life. Living the life, holy cow. Hoo-wee! You're taking charge, King of Wands energy, taking charge, taking control of your life so that you can look on the outside of the box like you didn't say, I'm so glad I'm not invested in that anymore. Yeah. And now you're like, okay, I've been enlightened so dang much that I've actually evolved with the world. Ending that chapter of not being evolved, yeah. 10 of Wands. And this again, it's 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands. It's the end. No more burdens on your back. Or at least you start from scratch again, where it's just one burden. And most of us can handle one burden. Come on, yeah. Most of us can handle one burden. All right, so then we've got the 3 of Pentacles. That's building a brand new foundation for yourself in collaboration with others, of course, on the outside of the box. Yeah. With the 4 of Pentacles. That's you get your hands and feet all over it. She got her hands and feet all over it. She's quite stable. Yeah, she's stable. She's got it going on. 3 of Cups. She's got some enjoyment. It's socializing. Looking good. Looking good. Wheel of Fortune. And always a new direction. Always an opportunity for a new direction. Holy moly, guys. This worked out really, really well for you. We're ending off with the Ace of Pentacles, which is the divine offer of great big blessing, of prosperity and abundance. Great big blessing and opportunity, and it could be relocation as well, where you might be going in your chariot if it has to do with your situation. You might be getting out of the box of the city life, going out into the country. Now you're living outside the box, if you see what I'm saying. So, ultimately you are going to be birthing new life into you and into your world. Each one of us has our own little world, as they say. They're living in their own little world. Well, that's what we are. We're living in our own little world, but we're always touching other people's little worlds. Our auras, our world, are always commingling with others. So that's how we get the vibe off things and people and ideas. Like, you might be thinking about something, well, this guy over here that's close to you, sharing aura energy with you, comes up with the same idea. That kind of thing. So yeah, you're doing well. As the Empress, you're doing very, very well. So I would say we're probably talking to a female Taurus, but doesn't necessarily mean it. Okay? But we do have a queen as well, but we got a king. So you got some balanced energy going on. Empress, was she playing a flute? I think she's playing some kind of musical instrument. A flute. But yeah, she's living well. She got beautiful clothing on, right? Beautiful. And big heart. That looks like it's only can be opened by the feminine energy. Did you see that? Can you see it? Where's the little cross on the bottom of the circle? Isn't that the feminine energy sign? Yeah. That heart can only be opened by feminine energy. The key of the feminine energy. The key is feminine energy. And then the world is like, let me take my clothes off and bare myself. Yeah, at least halfway. But I'm Taurus, you're living it good. You've left an old investment behind. And it could be anything. It could be even an old investment that you decided to take your money out of something. You're putting it into something else that you feel is going to be that much more lucrative for you. Letting go of the burdens. Laying all the burdens down. Starting a brand new foundation for you outside of the box. Again, I have to emphasize that. It's outside of the box. You're not the same thinker you were. At least yesterday or a little while ago. You're not the same thinker anymore. You've been enlightened to that, how it's been bringing you nothing but grief. Emotional grief, pain in some area of your life or in general. But you have been seeking refuge through wanting to know what can I do about this, or learning about something. Like I said, all those that information that's been flying at you, and it's been overwhelming you. You've been looking at, you've been studying into something of how you can get around something, how you can get around it, over it, overcome it, solve it. Whatever the situation is for you. Putting the burdens down of that trouble, starting a brand new, and possibly working with other people to help you rebuild on the other side, the other box. Because, you start working with other people, you're getting your hands and your feet all over it. You're holding on to the idea that there is something worthwhile exploring and discovering. Because it's bringing you the ultimate prosperity and abundance, a great big blessing of prosperity and abundance. It's bringing you the ultimate. So you're going to, these are pentacles as well. So you're going to be hanging on to the ideas that there are other people out there like me, outside of the box thinkers. And so I may seek them out. I may start, get into a forum of some kind, or some kind of Facebook group, or Instagram, or whatever. You're going to seek, there's all sorts of Facebook groups on people who are spiritually growing and whatnot. So you're going to start mingling in celebratory ways, getting to know new people. It's exciting. Because you're going to be attracting new people into your life that you would never have attracted before, staying in the old frame of mind, old belief system. Wheel of Fortune, it was your destiny, but it's also leading you towards what? Great big prosperity and abundance, great big fortune. Giving you opportunities, always, to go this direction or that direction. Neither one direction is bad or good, or bad or worse or whatever. Worse than the other one. Better than the other one. Yeah, neither one is. You just got more opportunities. And this is the quintessential one right here. You have the divine is offering this to you. And if you don't take it, that's okay. You got free will. You don't have to. But if it were me, I'd take it. Yeah, I'd go for it. Great big blessing of prosperity and abundance, because you have allowed yourself to be enlightened, to learn something new, looking at your inner child wound so that you can receive the information that you need in order for you to find a way to heal and find peace in your life. Outside of the box, taking that charge, taking control, being the one looking outside, from outside, inside, saying, yay, I'm not there anymore, haha. And always taking time for meditation, respite time, laying all your heavy burdens and information coming at you, laying that down for a while so you can release yourself out of your own self-imposed prison, feeling like the Queen of Cups, happy in love, wearing your love on your sleeve, being fully balanced in emotional intelligence, okay? She's not wavering one way or the other because she sought some kind of peace and equilibrium right here. That's going to be with the balance. You're moving forward. Your Empress energy, and you're like this high wielding kind of powerful energy now that you can move worlds. You're going to be birthing new worlds, which every new idea is a new world, because we're in our own little worlds, right? So Ten of Wands, putting all that down. Three of Pentacles, working with others, collaborating with others, but main thing, you're developing a new foundation, new way. Your mind is different now, so you got a new foundation, which is your mind, how it's going to choose to think, what kind of thoughts it's going to have, what kind of beliefs it's going to have, what kind of beliefs is your mind, your thinking going to invest your thinking energy into. Okay, and he sees you hanging on to the new things that you're learning about, the new ideas that are being birthed here at your new world, socializing with others who are more like-minded like you, because you're outside the box now. The Wheel of Fortune, this has been your destiny all along. You've got different directions you can go. It's like there's no more limitations. You're on the outside of the box now. You're not restricted by those four walls and the roof and the floor, right? You're not restricted by that anymore. You allowed yourself to sit at least on the cusp of it for a time. You may actually have your leg hanging over now, or both legs. You might actually be standing outside the box. But look at this. This is what you get to take. You get to take this with you, Taurus. So that's only if you choose. But this is a great story. I'm so pleased for you, and I can't wait to do your next reading, which will be a couple weeks. But in the meantime, check out your Venus, Moon, and Rising or Ascendant signs. Like, because I have my sign. My sun sign is Sagittarius, so I always watch a Sagittarius reading. But my Moon's in Taurus, my Venus is in Sagittarius too, I think. And but I also go with my North Node, which is Cancer. So you check out your North Node sign as well. All right, guys. So take care of yourself. And bye for now.